Hey guys, welcome back. Dava Nichol here, and we are covering yoga for neck pain today. This is going to be really good for releasing those upper shoulder muscles and releasing some of that tension that we get, especially if we've been seated at a desk for a long period of time. We're also going to work on lengthening through the back of the neck and strengthening through the front neck muscles. You're going to need a few props for today's practice, which is just going to help with the mobility that you can create. So starting with a strap, if you have a strap, great. You can also substitute a longer towel or a bath towel. You're also going to need 2 tennis balls and a sock, a block, and then a chair if you have it. So those 4 props, if you have them, great. And if you don't, still try this practice. I'll give some alternative things that you can do as well. So I will see you on the mat. Let's get started. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, go ahead and place those 2 tennis balls into the sock, and then you can just tie it off on the end. You're gonna place the block at the very top of your mat. This is where your head's gonna rest, but you're going to place, and this is called a peanut, so you can place the peanut onto the block here, and we're just gonna start on our backs. Slowly making our way, releasing down, and then just lining it up so the arch underneath your neck, or maybe I would say right where the hairline ends. See if you can place that directly onto the peanut as you rest your head down onto the block. Okay, let's go ahead and heel to the feet out towards the sides and allow the knees to fall together. Okay, and you can keep your hands kind of holding onto the tennis balls, or you can allow them to rest by the sides. Again, this is your comfort level, and if you're able to kind of sink your head down into the peanut. Let's begin to find our breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth to begin. A few more times, just like that. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Now beginning to inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Maybe finding your Ujjayi breath here as you allow the neck to soften down deeper into the weight of the tennis balls, creating a soft restriction in the back of the throat. I always say it's best described as if you're trying to fog up a mirror, but keeping the mouth closed. Allowing your breath to sound more like the waves of the ocean. And allowing these waves to relax throughout the body. Slowly bringing your hands and placing them beside the tennis balls, stabilizing it here. And then just beginning to tuck the chin towards the chest. And then releasing, looking back up towards the sky. Tucking down towards the chest. And back up towards the sky. Good. Down towards the chest. Sometimes it can reproduce a little bit of pain, and that's okay. Looking up towards the sky, this usually means we're on a tight muscle. that is not wanting to loosen up. Just breathe into it. Keep making that gentle rocking motion. Chin towards the chest, and then back up towards the sky. Back down towards the chest. And then back up towards the sky. Let's go a few more rounds here. On your own breath. Now what we're doing here is an active suboccipital release. Okay, all that means is the muscles that attach the occipital bone or the base of the skull to the vertebrae in the neck or the discs in the neck. Those muscles can get tight and restricted, and we're just allowing them or trying to cue them to soften. A lot of the times these muscles can refer up to the sides of the head, maybe creating some headaches, usually on one side more than the other. But this is a nice gentle release we can use to soften those muscles and maybe decrease the headaches that we may be experiencing. Good. Let's go ahead and release. Slowly bring the head up, maybe support it with the hands if you need to. Place the tennis balls down to the side, and then we're going to release our hand down onto the block. Okay, performing the chin tucks here, tucking the chin towards the chest, and then slowly releasing back. If your ponytail's in the way, maybe loosen it like I have to. Okay, tuck the chin towards the chest and then release back. Okay, now we don't have the pressure into those muscles. Maybe you can start to feel the neck muscles engage a little bit more. And then slowly release back. Let's do about 3 or 4 more. Tuck the chin towards the chest and then slowly release back. I always tell people this is going to give you a double chin. And if you have that double chin, you're doing it right. So everyone's going to have that happen here. Don't stress about it. It's okay. Nobody's watching. And then back. 2 more. And last one. Good, you guys. Let's go ahead and bring the block over towards the side. And we're going to release the head down and then slowly roll over onto our right side. Cradle the head for a moment here. Just allow the ground to hold you. And from here, you're going to go ahead and press up into a seated position, just enough so that you can move that block. And we're going to place it just below where the head was so that it targets more of our upper back area. This can get really tight and start to cause more tension into the shoulders, cause us to be a little bit more hunched over when we're sitting. So we're just going to open that up. So now slowly lowering back so that the tops of our shoulder blades make contact with the block, and then the hands can just interlace behind the head. From here, you're going to slowly arch your spine, or arch the upper back over, letting the elbows point towards the sky, and slowly come back up. Adjust yourself if you need to. Leaning back over, and then exhaling, coming back up. Good, leaning back over. Try to allow this motion to come from the upper back. A lot of people will just arch their spine. Really see if you can hug the lower ribs down and in as you release the head back and then slowly come up. Let's try about 3 or 4 more. This is normal to have some tension and maybe a little bit of soreness as you do this. Whenever we're creating mobility in a place that it's been missing or it's been tight, it's a typical response. Let's go for about 2 more. And last one. Good. If you need to roll over to the side, you can. We're just gonna make our way up into a seated position, crossing the legs. And we are done with that little mobility work in regards to the upper spine and neck. You're gonna need a strap. Go ahead and grab that and place it in front of you. And we'll get to that in a second. But first, let's just kind of range the neck. Allow the chin to tuck towards the chest. And then we're just gonna find a gentle rock over to the right side. You can close your eyes and just allow yourself to feel the stretch here. And then slowly come down, rolling it towards the other side. Good, bringing the chin back towards the chest, rolling towards the other side. Back towards the center, over towards the left. Good, back towards the center. One more time each side. Following your breath. Coming back towards the center and then slowly rolling the neck back up. Good. Okay, go ahead and grab your strap. I'm going to show you a little technique that you can use. We're going to sit on one end of our strap. So mine's probably a little bit longer than it needs to be, but that's okay. But we're going to go ahead and sit on one end. And then on that same side, so right now the strap is under my right sit bone and then it's coming over my right shoulder. We're gonna go ahead and hold the strap with the right hand, pull down slightly, and then you're just gonna allow the neck to fall over towards the left side. So just giving it a little bit of a pin on this side so that we can further stretch the muscles as we go over towards the left. Slowly come back up. Good. Let's try about 3 or 4 more times. Allowing the head to fall to the side, left ear, left shoulder, and then back up. Good. Again. And back up. And 2 more times. Last one. Just holding for a couple seconds, or maybe as long as it takes to exhale. And then you're going to gently release. We're going to switch the strap to the other side. So coming up and over, moving it towards the other sit bone, then bringing it up and over the left shoulder. Giving a slight pull down. It doesn't have to be a lot, just enough to feel the stretch. Okay, stabilizing here with the left hand and then allowing the head to fall over towards the right. Gently coming back up. Let's do about 5 rounds. I like to inhale up, lengthen the neck, and then exhale towards the side and try to soften and release. So following the breath, about 3 more. Last one, inhale back up and to the side. Good, you guys. Come back towards center. Maybe roll the neck a little bit more, side to side. And then back up to neutral. We're going to practice a little bit of rotation. And what we can do, again, if you have a towel, you can use this instead. It just works a little bit better with a strap if you have it. But we're going to place the strap behind our neck. And then we're going to grab it with both ends here. Pulling down with the left hand on the strap. And then you're going to reach with the right hand out in front of you. And then up towards the left side of the room and then back. And all you're going to do is you're going to rotate with it, and this strap is going to help give you a little bit of assistance as you rotate. Usually it feels pretty good. Again, listen to your body. If it's bothering you or something doesn't feel right, then feel free to skip it or just rotate without the strap or that pressure. So we're just going to go for about 5. Going towards the side, reaching that right hand up and over. Following the breath again, I like to exhale as we find a stretch for 2, for 3, for 4, and for 5. Good, slowly coming back. We're gonna switch sides, ground down with the strap on the right, and then we're gonna bring the left up and over as we rotate, okay? So reach it out, and then softly giving some assistance. I always say, try to push the strap away from you as you go up, and then you're gonna feel just a little bit of pressure on the back, helping you rotate. Again, this is just gentle assistance. We shouldn't be pushing as hard as we can on this. So listen to your body, find what feels good with it, and go from there. And then slowly release. Bring the strap in front. And we're just gonna practice a little bit of shoulder work, because usually if we were having neck pain, it can have a little bit to do with the shoulders, usually some weakness going on in our rotator cuff muscles. So in order to strengthen and retrain a little bit, we're going to grab the strap, maybe make one loop with your hands, okay, so strap or towel, so that your thumbs are more towards the sky. You want your hands a little bit wider than shoulder width distance. So notice when my arms are straight, they're outside my shoulders, okay? They're not in here. This isn't gonna feel so good, but if they're a little bit farther out, it will. You're gonna practice keeping the chin neutral. So keeping the chin tucked and then bringing the hands up overhead and then slowly come back down. So the goal is to not let the neck collapse and the chin to come down, or the chin to go up. So slowly lifting towards the sky, keep your gaze ahead at me, and then slowly come back down. And if you want to really activate into the shoulder muscles, I want you to try and pull the strap apart as you lift your hands overhead. We're gonna go for 10. Okay, that one counts, so 9 more. 9, try to keep the arms straight. 8, you should feel the shoulder muscles working. 7, good. 6, keep the chin down. 5, 4, doing good, almost there. 3, you can make it as easy or as hard as you want by how hard you pull. For 2, last one, up, and slowly come back down. Good job, you guys. Okay, so we're gonna make our way to all fours, but I'm gonna show you a little technique to use for the next posture that we get in. I think you're either gonna love it or hate it. So we'll see what happens. Go ahead and place the strap or the towel. Not sure if the towel's gonna work here, but you can try it. So you're gonna place the strap behind your back. Okay, bring it high up onto your back so that it comes just underneath the armpits. You might want to just stop and watch me here and then maybe pause and go back and get it, because it can be kind of confusing. So the straps are under the armpits. I'm going to take the right one and I'm going to take it up and over my neck. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. I'm going to take the left one up, run it behind my neck, and then back in front. So what you have is like a little backpack here. So if I pull on the straps, you're gonna feel the shoulders kind of lift. This usually feels pretty good, especially for someone who's been at a desk all day. It can kind of reset and pull those shoulders back. So what we're gonna do is get into a all fours position or into tabletop position, and we'll go from there, okay? So pause it if you need to. Let me just redo it one more time for you, in case you missed it. It's kind of hard to get out of it once you get into it. Okay, so strap is behind the back, underneath the armpits. Right one goes up and around the head, and then the left one goes up and around the head. Pull it tight, and then you'll have your backpack. Okay, let's go to all fours. You're going to press your hands into the strap here and hold down. Okay, so you're in all fours. You're gonna feel a little bit of resistance against the back of the neck as you come up. Again, adjust it as you need to. From here, bring the knees just underneath the hips and then the feet together. Ground through the fingertips, ground through the palm. You're going to slowly rock back, keep the chin tucked, and I want you to go until you either feel a stretch in your hip or you feel the straps come up and touch the ears. And then slowly come back up. Good. Come back. So a lot of people, when they do this, they'll just arch their neck and they'll look up, and this can end up putting a lot of compression and pinching into the nerves that exit through the neck. So keep the chin down, the gaze between the hands. So as you rock back, that strap should come pretty close to your ears as the chin stays down. Good, slowly come back up. We're gonna do about 10 of these rocks. Again, adjust it if you need to. If it's not serving you, if it doesn't feel good, you don't have to do it. It's not for everybody. You can find an active heel rock instead, just without the strap. Good, slowly come back up. Good, back again. I think we're on 7. Keep the core tight. Try to keep the back flat as well. But you should feel a little bit of activation into those front neck muscles, a little lengthening through the back neck muscles. And you should also feel the strap kind of pulling those shoulder blades up where they need to be as you rock back. Let's try 4 more. Two more. And last one. Good, bring the knees together. We're gonna release this strap. I promise I won't put you in any more contraptions like this. Let's go ahead and undo it. And you can place the strap to the side. We are done with that. Okay, come back to tabletop position. Now let's just find a little freedom in our movement. Okay, let the head relax. And then bring it back into a neutral position. So chin is tucked now. Let's find a few cat-cows really gentle here. I want you to squeeze the shoulder blades. Think about dropping the chest towards the floor, arch the tailbone, and then only look up as far as you're comfortable. It may not be very far, that's okay. Listen to your body, but really try to keep the length into the back of the neck. Okay, and then exhale, round, chin tucks towards the chest. Tuck the tailbone, press into the hands, find a little rounding in the spine. Good, back to cow pose. Drop the belly, let the chest sink in. Keep the length in the back of the neck as you look forward. And then exhale, round, chin comes towards the chest. Good, one more time. Gaze goes forward, chest sinks down, shoulder blades squeeze, and then round, chin comes towards the chest. Good, back to neutral. And then let's sit back towards our heels for a second. We're gonna make our way into a modified down dog and then kind of work on a release for the neck from there. So moving that chair, if you have it, I always say use props, especially if you're having some tension, some pain. The props can really help you kind of release. So no ego here. We don't have to get in full down dog. So I'm going to switch this, better grip. Okay, So we're gonna come into downward facing dog. Hands are gonna go to the chair, and then you're just going to lift the hips, sink into the heels. Okay, press back through the hands, and then try to lift the sit bones towards the sky. Maybe wiggle the feet back a little bit, find a position that feels good to you. And then I want you to focus on that chin tuck here. So softly tuck the chin towards the chest and then relax. Again, softly tuck towards the chest and relax. Again, towards the chest and relax. One more time towards the chest. And then relax. Good. Slowly come forward. Maybe hover in a plank here. Keeping the chin tucked and the neck long. And then stepping your way towards the top of the mat. Let's go ahead and release down. Heel to the feet out a little bit wider before you do. Bend the knees. And then allow the head to relax completely. Maybe your hands come to the chair. Maybe they make it all the way to the floor. Again, it doesn't really matter as long as you're able to relax into this posture. But fully let the head go. You can take opposite arms if it feels comfortable for you. And then we're just going to find those little baby chin tucks again towards the chest and then back towards the chest and then back. Maybe shaking your head no. Maybe finding a small rock side to side. Just letting that head be as heavy as possible. Creating as much length as you can from the tailbone down to the crown of the head. And then slowly release the hands. Bring them back up towards the chair or stool or whatever you have. You're going to step back to plank for just a moment and then slowly release down. Moving the chair out of the way and coming down to seated position, the feet out in front, eventually coming all the way down onto our backs. Maybe you want to keep the knees bent here. Maybe you want to straighten them all the way out. We're just going to find our final Shavasana. Rolling the shoulders back. Allowing the palms to face towards the sky. And letting the breath return to normal. Just letting go. Softening the forehead, jaw. Releasing the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Letting the shoulders fall heavy down towards the earth. And the legs to become still. Beginning to wiggle the fingertips and the toes. Bending one knee towards the chest if it's not already there. Bending the other. And slowly making your way onto your right side. Again, cradling the head. Scanning your body for any remaining tension here. And releasing it with the next exhale. Pressing up into a seated position. Closing the eyes. Allowing the palms to fall heavy across the thighs. Tall, neutral spine. Chin tucked slightly. All right, guys, thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I hope that some of these yoga postures and little exercises helped you. Feel free to use it to further create mobility in your practice and relieve a little bit of tension into the neck and shoulders. Slowly bringing your hands to heart center. The light within me honors, respects, and loves the light within you. Namaste.